So we have just wrapped up the first day of InRoads podcast launch, where we have recorded 6 podcast episodes from some of the top leaders in the world.
I'll be that silver lining to the story. If you thought that I would turn and run, then y'all don't know me. May my fears rest in peace, cause that's a old me. Got this taste on my tongue, I crave the glory. Gasoline in my veins, be the fuel through my pain. Oh, as we rise from the flames. Heart of a lion, never say never. Cut like a diamond, shine under pressure. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Pound on your chest like there's no tomorrow. Just play the game right, no one can follow. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Oh, it's time to fire on up. They say the struggle is real, I say the struggle reveals how you deal with the monster that's inside you. I don't buy into the luck, I put my faith and my trust in my team, everything that we done.
Think of today, and how did you feel it went?
Well, I felt the day was very informative. I got to meet people that are entrepreneurs who want to grow their companies and how they came about who they are and how their path to success happened. It's a great experience, and I really enjoyed meeting everyone I met today.
I think it was amazing to see this team come together and do what we did in the same spirit that we hope to impact other organizations do what they do best.
How long have we known each other, and what makes these connections important?
What I have loved is how, regardless of our length of time in knowing each other, we are still able to come together, and that's what's special about this team.
So my history with Keri has been going on 10 years. So when I got the phone call from Keri to say, hey, what are you up to these days? And I said, well, when do you want me to start? And it's as simple as that. Where is unique in the business world, in which you get the opportunity to work with someone, and regardless of what happens in between and throughout your career, you're always open to listening and wanting to participate in whatever it is that she has going. And there are very few people in the world that you get a chance to work with that, no matter where you are and what you're doing, when they call, you'll take their call and you'll listen and you'll want to participate just because of who they are and what they represent.
Am I allowed to cry?
What brought you here to the same company to accomplish the mission that you're working so hard to achieve together?
So working with Keri's been absolutely amazing, and I'm the person that's coming in more on the financial aspect of it, and how the operational excellence can go within the organization.
What I'm excited about Keri Laine and why I'm here is I think that this team and the value proposition that Keri Laine has is a holistic value proposition. I've spent most of my career working on frameworks on how to accelerate individual and team performance and enterprise performance and value, but it's much more than that. It's much more than the soft skills. It's much more than, the accounting, the marketing, the branding. It's bringing it all together. It's almost magic in a bottle when I listen to what this team collectively brings to the table and what they want to do. And I think really being focused on a few personas within a very focused group of clients and customers, and being able to apply that expertise is what I'm excited to see this team, bring to the market.
So from a health and wellness perspective, we all want our employees to function and operate at their highest potential. And that is what Keri Laine's value is, and her mission, and the mission of this team is to help executives and their teams lead from a high-performing place, right? If our health and wellness is failing or not being attended to at an optimal level, then our companies will follow suit. So that's the approach that I love to bring to this team.
What is your favorite part about working together?
That's you.
I'm just looking at it. I think there's such a diversification of background and experience and a sense of giving and yet contribution and receiving of what one another has to offer. And the idea that it all comes together at this time, at this point in which we're about to break into an area that's never seen or heard of what we're trying to do, and we all share the belief that we're going to do it. That's my favorite part to see. There's so much momentum with that it's incredible.
We just met a girl outside, and the way she explained how it affected her was, to me, very profound. I think what Keri does is going to make change in the world.
And I will answer this question as well. So what I really love most about working with this team is that whether I've known you for 20 years or 10 years or 2 months, I feel like we have this connection and instantly are able to work together as if we've been doing this together for life. We're able to integrate these seamlessly and effortlessly because it's just such a perfect blend of brilliant, smart, friendly, and personable people, and I'm happy to be a part of this team. Impact that you believe you've made on an organization or a person working together.
So Keri and I had the opportunity to work together on an organization and build an executive leadership and development and workshop series. And it led to a tremendous impact in employee morale and in employee turnover and in employee retention. So if you simply look at it from a mathematical perspective, it was a terrific impact on the organization. But the intangibles was the impact on engagement, enthusiasm, and just the will of people wanting and enjoying coming to work, which also greatly impacted productivity. So being able to work with Keri and building a program like Fastlane was something that I think had a lasting impact in the organization.
We were a startup company, and as many startup companies experience, we positioned our subject matter experts to become leaders. And when we started that program, we had 200 to 250 leaders that were either in the wrong place and completely disgruntled, or they were promoted way too quickly because we had to. And so this program moved people into the right positions if they weren't meant to be there, and they also raised up the leaders that were there, but they were just there before their time. And the impact that had alone, and the way how fast we built it. I remember we had meetings, and it was, okay, we're going to build it in 3 months, and then it went to 2 months, and then it went to, this better be done in 6 weeks because we have to get this figured out and solved, and we did it. And that was one of the most amazing parts, is how fast we expedited, and then the impact it had on the employees' lives, the lives of the managers, but then also the revenue of the company. If you remember, we became the leading sales pitch. Our talent function became the lead presentation piece to every investor meeting and every customer meeting because our secret sauce was what we could do with the talent.
What do you hope to see from the future, the impact Keri Laine Executive Solutions will have in the future?
The biggest impact, I think, will be on people. The people that execute that really make the difference. And if we can touch those people in a way in which enables them to perform better, that can build higher performing, better performing teams, if those people enjoy working together, have a sense of camaraderie, then they work together and perform better. It's not a group of individuals. It's those working together selflessly, which is the word that comes to mind when I think of everybody here at this table. It's a group of selfless people willing to give, willing to donate and invest their time, effort, and energy in the development of others so that effect can be exponential. And that impact in the corporate world is something that I'm really looking forward to being a part of.
Just like you mentioned, the value drivers are an aligned team. So how do we create an aligned, accountable team that values truth over artificial harmony so we can drive value to the team, the constituent groups, the shareholders, and maybe ultimately the private equity firm and the promises they're making. So really understanding the different drivers around what value really means, how to define it, but more importantly, how do we translate that into the actions that our people are making, the aligned actions?
There's a very large dream of changing how investors invest. I think that the mechanics of what we're doing and this company being the vehicle for it work towards the investor space. There's a chance for us to impact companies at a multiple. But when I think about what that actually means as related to people and heart, change how investors invest. That not only means those that are putting the money in, but those that are putting the time in and those that are putting the heart in. And if we can change the way that that is all viewed and make sure that there's some value return there, that is really what I think is the future.
Your one piece of advice or idea or thought that you have that's going to impact, that could impact someone's business or help them achieve their goals and dreams?
I'm looking forward to being a part of the process which focuses on people, because it's those people that execute those great business plans, execute those great financial models, those great processes, those great thoughts and ideas. And that's where I think the rubber hits the road. And if we can impact and make a difference there with the individual person, then that will grow exponentially and impact not only our organization, but also business culture as a whole.
Yeah, I'd like to piggyback on that as well. It's really about alignment within those teams. So getting teams aligned on the future. And it's the future that compels them, not pushes them. Meaning, working with leaders and helping them create a very compelling future. And one with details, not gray area, not a vision, mission, and goals, but the more details that we can communicate to the team, the better aligned today's actions will be towards the future. And those details are what truly compel people. So I want to create a future that people want to sign up for and are being pulled, not pushed into that future.
I think we can all remember a job or a career that we held where the focus or the importance of our personal health and wellness was not a priority, not even a consideration. And people don't last long in those positions. And it's along the lines of what everyone else has said, people matter, right? They're the core of our organizations. They're the core of what we do. They're the core of what keep us going.
What is important to me is that I think Keri is able to get us there with all the people that come together to make this happen. She's an incredible leader, and we're going to follow her all the way.
My biggest piece of advice would be just call us. That's it. Call us, because we all clearly care and we know what we're doing. And I don't think that there's any other team or any other mission that would be able to get you there. We supported one another. We communicated. We were a team. We had each other's back all along the way. Everybody was offering to help and everybody knew their role. And the idea that our inspiration and the first core of how we operate, we are essentially walking the walk. We're doing what we want other teams to do, and the fact that that's our team here, that is pretty amazing.
Gasoline in my veins, be the fuel through my pain. Oh, as we rise from the flames.